Imagine this. You've spent 5 long years grinding through architecture school. You've survived countless sleepless nights, endured an endless stream of plates, and you finally conquered the board exam. You are now officially ready to design the next iconic skyline of the Philippines. But hold on. Before you even think about drawing that first line for a client, you hit a sudden realization. You can't just start signing off on building plans. Why not? Because here in the Philippines, the profession of architecture is protected by law. And that law is Republic Act 9266, better known as the Architecture Act of 2004. So, what exactly is RA 9266? What does it all mean? In the simplest terms, it's the legal framework that defines who can rightfully call themselves an architect, what architects are legally allowed to do, and the standards for how the profession must be practiced in the Philippines. This isn't just a bunch of bureaucratic paperwork or red tape. Think of it as the solid foundation that protects both the public from unqualified practitioners and the architects themselves from unfair practices. It's the bedrock of our profession. But why was this law even necessary? Why did it need to be created? Well, before RA 9266 was enacted, the lines between architects and other professionals in the construction industry were, to put it mildly, quite blurry. It wasn't uncommon for people without the proper training, education, or license to design buildings. As you can imagine, this often led to disastrous consequences, like unsafe structures and subpar, unqualified work that put people's lives at risk. RA 9266 stepped in and changed all of that. It made things crystal clear. It states, without ambiguity, that only registered and licensed architects, or RLAs, those individuals who have successfully passed the PRC board examinations and hold a valid current license, are legally authorized to prepare, sign, and seal architectural documents. This is so much more than just being about job titles or professional pride. It's fundamentally about ensuring public safety, upholding professional ethics, and preserving the integrity of the architectural profession. RA 9266 covers a significant amount of ground, but let's break down the key points that every single architecture student, aspiring architect, and seasoned practitioner absolutely must know. First, the practice of architecture. This is the big one. The law explicitly states that only licensed architects are permitted to engage in the comprehensive service of preparing plans, designs, specifications, and other related documents for the erection of buildings. This means conceptualizing a building from start to finish is the architect's domain. Second, the architect seal. Every licensed architect is issued a unique seal by the Professional Regulation Commission. This seal is not just a fancy stamp. It's the architect's signature of responsibility. Once that seal is stamped onto a plan, the architect becomes legally accountable and liable for that design. It's a powerful symbol of their professional commitment. Third, ownership of plans. This is a crucial point for both architects and clients. The law recognizes that the architect is the intellectual author and owner of their designs. A client pays for the service and the right to use those plans for a specific project. But they cannot alter, reproduce, or reuse them for another project without the architect's explicit permission. The intellectual property belongs to its creator. Fourth, the rules for foreign architects. Can architects from other countries practice in the Philippines? Yes, but with an important condition. They can only practice here if they collaborate with a local, licensed Filipino architect who will be the architect of record. This ensures that local context, building codes, and standards are always upheld. And finally, penalties. The law has teeth. Anyone caught illegally practicing architecture without a license or any RLA who violates the provisions of the Act can face serious consequences, including hefty fines and even imprisonment. This underscores just how seriously the law takes the protection of the profession and the public. You might be sitting there thinking, okay, that's all well and good, but why does a law from 2004 still matter so much today? The answer is simple. Because architecture is not just about designing beautiful, Instagram-worthy buildings. It's about creating safe, functional, and sustainable spaces where people live out their lives, where they work, and where they build their dreams. RA 9266 is the guarantee that only qualified professionals, those who have a deep, comprehensive understanding of structure, safety, materials, and human-centric design, are entrusted with this immense responsibility. Furthermore, the law elevates the status and protects the value of Filipino architects. It provides them with legal authority, commands respect for their expertise, and grants them the recognition they deserve. It positions them not just as artists or draftsmen, but as essential professionals who are literally shaping our nation's built environment, one building at a time. It ensures that the profession remains noble, respected, and most importantly, accountable. So, the next time you walk past a construction site or see a set of blueprints, and you spot an architect's seal on a plan, I want you to remember what it truly represents. That small, circular mark carries with it years of rigorous education, countless sleepless nights fueled by coffee and passion, and the immense weight of public trust. RA 9266 isn't just another piece of legislation on a dusty shelf. It is the invisible foundation supporting every building that stands tall and safely today. It's a promise that the spaces we inhabit are designed by those who are qualified, who are accountable, and who are deeply dedicated to the art and science of architecture. This is Archidiaries, where we break down the laws, stories, and inspirations behind the world of architecture. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Let's continue to seal our passion for design with purpose. Thanks for watching.